You know, I can't believe they did this. Whatever, however else you want to put a value on it, we don't need to do that. We just need it, just like an incident report. It just needs, you don't have to fill out an incident report, but it just needs to be like an incident report. And you all have taught all that. That's not anything new for you, I know. Okay. If you detect a problem, first the person that needs to know is that student. And if it's not something so great, you don't have to pick up the phone. If they just made one little thing, you know, you caught it, everything's okay. Again, give them as much detailed information. Explain to them how the behavior failed to meet the standard. That's always important. Sometimes students don't get how they're, I mean, obviously the student who said that I was only writing her because she didn't bring my favorite syringe, obviously was not getting her behavior failed to meet the standard. Didn't get that she could have hurt the patient or damaged the catheter or done all kinds of horrible things. All right, avoid speculation on their intellectual ability. You know, you don't get to say they're not the sharpest crayon, not the brightest crayon, not the brightest bulb. You know, that they're not, you know, short of fry on their Happy Meal. We don't get to say things like that. And you don't get to say anything about their aptitude for nursing. You know, I would never want this person to take care of me in my entire life. I wouldn't want them to take care of my dog. That is not what we want to put on the problem. So when you're telling them, that's what you don't want to tell them. You don't want to say you're not bright enough to be a nurse. You know, that's not some of the things you want to do. You want, again, focus on behavior. And I say that, and there have been faculty that, you know, have told students, I mean, I know, that have told students that, you know, you're never going to be a nurse. You don't have what it takes to be a nurse. And that's not the time that student should ever be that said what's going on. Focus on the student's deficiencies related to the academic standards. And that's how you'll not do this. If you're talking about the standards that they're supposed to be meeting, and y'all, it's things like I know we have 9 critical behaviors. It's about medication administration. It's about sterile technique. It's about washing hands. It's about communication. It tells you exactly what they're supposed to be able to do. And it talks about the nursing process, following through, reporting any problems, those kind of things. That's what you want to do. You know, you didn't come and tell me the patient's blood pressure was 60. I needed to know that. You didn't come and tell me that the patient is now comatose and they weren't. You know, it's their particular standard that you want to measure. And then, of course, we have to notify the faculty member because we probably need to come and talk with the student with you because there's an issue. Okay, now, their evaluation forms are specific. I know ours is different from UMC, different from Hines, different from, isn't that the 3, Hines, UMC, and MC are the only academic settings right now in this area. We all have different ones, but the faculty member that's working with you should go over that with you, that you should know what the evaluations are and whether there's a grade assigned or whether it's a pass-fail. Most of the time, you would participate in the pass-fail. A lot of us have paperwork that go with clinical, that they have to document or prove things, but their actual clinical skills, clinical setting is a pass-fail kind of thing. And again, I think that's the hardest thing in our previous workshop. Nurses said, I don't know that I'm going to do that. I don't know that I'm going to fail a student. And I want to assure you, you're not failing anybody. You're presenting documentation solely about whether the student met the standards or not. But initially, anytime we find a problem, that's when we need to communicate with the faculty member and make sure. Maybe we can nip it in the bud. Maybe this could be the best growing that this student could possibly do. If we identify that problem soon enough, give them some remediation, they may shine by the end. So you will have to know, we have to communicate with you on this part so that you'll know what standard these students are supposed to meet. Here's the summative evaluation. Final thing, done. They can't fix it. They've either done or not done everything they should do. But now, on this evaluation, there should never be anything that the student doesn't know. They should already know everything that's on here. You don't call them in and then hit them with everything that they did. They should have, again, known initially and had an opportunity to remediate and an opportunity to improve. Again, you want to indicate level of performance achieved. This is a collaborative exercise between the clinical facilitator and the faculty member. And when you provide evaluation sandwiches, what that means is there's no surprises. That you've been laying the layers of the evaluation the whole time. The student already knows, like my evaluations will say something like this: student failed to be prepared on whatever day. This was discussed, student came fully prepared the next day. For the rest of the clinical experience, the student was always prepared. So that I've documented that they did improve. Now what students don't, they don't want to put that on there. And like, we have them do a self-evaluation and then we do an evaluation. And they don't always want to put that on there. And I say, that's a big part of you growing, is recognizing where your strengths and weaknesses are, and did you improve or not improve or not. So I don't hesitate to put the things that they didn't do right on there, especially if they were provided an opportunity to improve, and they did. That's really, really good. But again, there should be no surprises. And I liken that too. If your head nurse called you in and you had no idea, and she says, for this whole year you've been doing X, Y, and Z, and nobody ever told you. So we don't want to do that to the students as well. Now, some of the feelings you may have, and I got this out of articles by clinical facilitators, is sometimes you can feel demoralized if the faculty do not choose to fail a student you think needs to be failed. You may think that, well, they just didn't listen to me, why did I put all that time and effort in there? If a student fails, you may feel like the failure, like you did something wrong. And I will tell you, as faculty, it's never easy for us to say a student's behaviors do not meet expectations. Never. Because we know, you all know, what would happen if somebody had failed you. You might not be a nurse today. So we know that you're going to have those feelings, but we need you to rise above that and realize that you're a gatekeeper to the profession. That we hold the profession. You know, nursing is the #1 trusted profession. After 9/11, for a few years, it was police officers and fire department, or firemen. It's now swung back again, and nursing is we're trusted above clergy. We're trusted above, just about anybody. They trust nurses, to be honest. So you're the gatekeeper to that. You're the one that helps us to determine. Students may feel anger, denial, and they may attempt to bargain with you. Oh, don't tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them. You know. But just so that you'll know, know that all these feelings may exist and are out there when you're doing the evaluation. What we need to do for you is we need to listen. When you call us and tell us there's a problem, and there's not a faculty member that I know, because I know all the ones that are participating with the DDUs, they want to know what you have to say. We trust you. We believe that your facility has chosen you because you are the top of the ladder. You're excellent nurses, you're excellent clinicians. We will be supportive, and we'll follow up after an experience for you to know what's going on, so that you'll be aware. And then here's the references in oh so little writing.